Women are visionaries and change makers, and too often our amazing goals and missions don't take off. Whether you're an author, a speaker, or an expert, you need support, especially if you want to make a huge difference. Well, here's the key. You need to get out of your silo and start using the power of collaboration wherever you see it. To ensure you know how to do that today, I have Donna Duffy here, and she's also hosting the next Speaker Success Training. So let's go say hi, Donna.
Hey, Laura.
Glad
I'm
to
happy
have
to be
you
here.
Yeah.
Yes, so good. Yeah.
It's great to have you here because I think this is huge for women, and you're a visionary. So tell us, first of all, what you're passionate about, and then we're going to get into the power of collaboration.
Okay. Well, I am passionate about helping women tap their potential for sure and build community so that women are not in a silo, not doing it solo. But my primary work is around just helping midlife women, entrepreneurs, leaders, and experts really just dial in that signature work, the thing they're very called to and aligned to, and then showcasing their wisdom and expertise, especially the wisdom of all those amazing years, and then attracting their ideal clients, tribe building the community, building their tribe to make an impact in the world.
So that's really great that, like I said in the beginning, women are these visionaries. They are the change makers. So why is it important for those of us who are speakers and authors and experts to prioritize this concept of collaboration?
Well, I think there is something to the whole thing of solopreneur, which makes us feel like we've got to do this individual thing. I think it's part of our Western culture. I lived in the Middle East a long time. And so I have a very different understanding of community and collaboration, cooperation. But I think sometimes we think we've got to do it all. We think we've got to have every answer. I'll pull it all together. We also know that the thing that drew us in our business that we're passionate about, we still have the business of doing that business, and that can be the overwhelm. Not getting support from that can absolutely cause us to just stop in our tracks because it's too much, it's too overwhelming. We can't do it all. It pushes us beyond our bandwidth.
Yeah, and so often I see women getting tied up in their families, and not a bad thing. I'm not saying this is bad, but it halts that mission when it doesn't necessarily have to if we're tapping into collaboration. So what areas should women, especially experts, authors, speakers, be looking to collaborate in?
Well, I think this is the thing. I think it's really knowing where's your genius and your excellence and hanging there, staying true to that, not trying to be all things to all people, not trying to do everything. And I think, I often share you can pay, partner, barter, or trade. I think sometimes people are like, well, I don't have the budget and I don't have, what it takes to do that right now. But there are a lot of ways that we can collaborate, which can be just a straight up trade with one another, a barter with one another, a partnership where we say, look, in this particular area, I am hitting a wall. I don't know what I'm doing. And my message is stuck behind this because I can't get out there. I think the power of, of other people's audiences, just like we do here in Women's Speakers Association, what a tremendous community that is to tap if women haven't done that yet. But I think in these areas of tools and resources, we can be a tremendous support to one another. So you're not going back to square one, figuring it all out on your own, reinventing a wheel that's already out there. And I think a lot of women do that. They're siloed, they're solo, they're trying to figure it all out on their own. It's how I built my business, just, being in support so that we would do things in community.
Yeah. And therefore, when things happen in life, the whole thing doesn't fall apart. If you have a support structure in place, if you have a strategic plan that others are actually involved with, it can keep going and sustain you while you're taking care of life's emergencies, so to speak. I love that idea. And I think I want to highlight that more so that we empower more women. And I love that you're doing the Speaker Success Training. By the way, everyone, it's August 9th at 1:00 Pacific, 4:00 Eastern. And you can get signed up for it in your newsletter. So there's a link to it, or you can go to WSALive.com/events and get the details there to register. If you're not a member yet, sign up for our Speaker Success Plan at speakersuccessplan.com, and you'll start getting the newsletter, which has the link for you for a very nominal fee, join us for the speaker success training that you're doing, and or if you decide to become a member, you'll get it for free. So I love that you're doing this. And we called this show today Collaboration in Action. So my guess is we're going to do some of that next week, or you're going to have people. So talk to us. How are you going to foster collaboration in the speaker success training next week?
Well, I'm a big believer in just pulling us around the table, crowdsourcing, tapping wisdom. There is so much treasure in the room every time we're together. And so maybe you know something I don't know. I know something you don't know. You know someone I need to meet. I think there is so much to doing that round table, like put our heads together and tap deep into the resources we already have. Some of that could be straight up burned and learns. I did this, I walked into a wall, here's what happened, here's how I course corrected. Wow, that is tremendous stuff right there. Not only does it show us a degree of vulnerability that we are all in progress and in some stage of growth, but it also says, when I hit something that didn't work, I can shift and do it differently. What are the takeaways? Listening to what's happening, lending stuff to what people need. What are the takeaways that you could take action on that day? So they're the kinds of things where I feel it's a practical opportunity, to just sit around the table and really tap deep into one another's wisdom, knowledge, and expertise, and come away, whether you're an author, whether you're a speaker, or whether you're an expert of some sort, you have a lot to share. And if you feel like you don't, and you'll be surprised when you sit at the table, like once the conversation starts, it will evoke something. A question is often on the mind of someone else. So even if you ask it and you think, oh, I can't believe I'm even asking this, probably a couple of few people thinking the exact same thing. So I'm hoping it'll be a real open time of just genuine sharing and some transparency for greater growth for us all.
I love that we are creating this space and a forum for women to ask questions and to answer them and be receptive. I mean, that's part of our power, is to receive. And a lot of women are like, oh no, I'm not worthy, or that's not right. But when you give someone the opportunity to receive your wisdom or their wisdom, that's psychic income for them, because they're able to make a difference for you. So right. Who should come to this roundtable time at the Speaker Success Training?
So definitely we've set it up so that it's speakers, authors, and experts. And here's what I want to say about experts. Too often, I think we need to, because we have the moniker of experts in some kind of way, this, transformational leader or whatever it is, we then have to embody every answer. And I'm here to tell you, no, we don't. And that's the beauty of collaboration, the beauty of partnership, and the beauty of tapping into the wisdom of others. So I'm hoping that women who are collaborative leaders and are leading their own communities, or women who are putting their first book out or their 10th book out, whether they're, having their first talk or they're a TEDx expert, that, you can come and share the wealth, and even to show places, like you said, where you're still in a place of receptivity, because that is how we all rise up. So I'm hoping that no matter where you are in that continuum of growth in your expertise, that you would feel you've got a seat at the table and an opportunity to share your thoughts and your voice so that we can all grow together.
And what came to mind while you're saying that is, even if you're confused, if you don't know where you are on this spectrum, am I an expert? Am I going to be an author? Come, because in that receptive mode, you might get clarity, and you might offer some piece of wisdom and lesson learned, or what'd you call it? Burned and learns. Burned and learns.
My favorite things to share are my burned and learns. Like how to look into a wall and turn it around.
Yeah, you may not know where you're going, but you might be able to have a lesson that you can share with somebody else, and then it may give you clarity on what your next move is, your next, direction and step in whatever it is you're supposed to do. So I love this idea of coming together in collaboration, and let serendipity take over, right? So Absolutely. It sounds like it's going to be a really positive, inviting, welcoming, inclusive arena. And so do you have any piece of advice for speakers, authors, and experts who just want to start out in here? I know obviously show up, but what else?
So I think if don't let this inhibit. A couple of things. I don't have a list. I'm not making money. I don't have a following. I don't have a stage yet. Don't let all of those things be the inhibitors. Show up with whatever you've got. Go with what you've got in your hand, whatever that is. Surely, if you're claiming the space as a speaker, author, or expert, you have got a message on your heart to share in the world. The way you started out is this is visionary. Women are visionaries. They want to make a difference in the world. If that is you want to make a difference in the world, there's a place for you at the table. And then we can figure out, are you doing that with your pen? Are you doing that with your voice? Like, how are you doing that? Maybe you're doing it one way and you haven't even considered there's more than one way to get my message out there. I want you to leave inspired, encouraged, motivated. And you never know what collaborative things are going to happen right at that table where people are going to meet right over the table and have opportunities for one another. So just come ready. Come with just a sense of expectancy and anticipation of all the cool things that can happen. And let's see where it goes. I'm super excited for this conversation together.
I am too. I think it's going to be extraordinary to see who shows up, and it's always perfect. I always find when I host a gathering that the right people show up, as long as you are holding that intention that everybody gets value, everybody is in collaboration, is of the collaborative spirit, and something magical will happen. If the very least is you get a tool or a tip or an idea, and the very most is you get a partner or you get a whole vision for your business. And who knows what else is possible. So thank you for putting this together in advance. And I look forward to having everyone who wants to join at the table. And you're invited. Those of you watching, you're invited to have a seat at the table and come and collaborate with Donna and the rest of our premier members here at Women Speakers Association. So if you want more details on this, go to speakersuccesstraining.com. and be sure to register. Now, if you're a premier member, it is free. So look for the link in your member portal or in the newsletter, which comes out on Mondays. So go back to Monday's newsletter, and we'll see you on the 9th. Thank you so much, Donna. I really appreciate you. Okay.
See you then. Bye-bye.